So my wonderful mother-in-law has convinced me to eat some shakshouka. And shakshouka is, I guess it's Moroccan in origin. And basically what you do is you poach eggs in a spicy tomato sauce. And you eat it with bread. And I'm very particular about how I like my eggs. I like my eggs a very certain way. So I was very hesitant and apprehensive about wanting shakshouka. I don't want to, put anybody out. And she was very, very convincing and told me, because, she's Iraqi, and Iraqis are very, very hospitable people. They love to take care of their guests and want to make sure they're happy and fed. And so I'm really glad that she twisted my arm and convinced me to have shakshouka for dinner. And you can really have it any time of the day. You can have it for breakfast. You can have it for lunch. And what you do is you take your bread, you toast up your bread right here. And then basically what you're doing is, I like mine with the egg to be a little runny, which is why I was a little apprehensive. I am very weird about how I like my eggs cooked. And what you do is you make it a little spicy, and it poaches right in the tomato sauce. And then you take your bread right here and you scoop it up, and you have a nice big bite. And that is, we like to, in the States, I melt cheese on mine. But there's many different ways you can kind of do it. And it's just a wonderful way to eat poached eggs. All right, here we go. We're going to just dip a little bit of our bread in there, in the sauce. Forget about it. It's so good. Ooh. A little spicy, fresh tomato. Taim meod. Good morning. So, I really love to step outside early in the morning because it hasn't gotten super hot yet. And it allows you to sort of just be outside without cooking. It's really hot here, like really, really hot. And it's very hard to stay cool during the day. But you do the best you can. I hear that there's like just an insane amount of heat in the States, but I don't know. I feel like it pales in comparison to the constant sun heat out here during the summer every day. I used to live here, and I love the weather. I love the constant warm weather. Don't get me wrong. Hot weather, I should say. I love it. But I started to get reverse seasonal depression because every single day it was the exact same I'm trying to compete with my wife who's on a call, and I'm trying to compete with her voice. So I'm moving over here. Every single day was the same. Like it was just the same baseline weather. Nothing ever changed. And it started to bum me out. Like I don't understand. I don't know how people in like Arizona, California, I guess they get seasonal changes a little bit, like a tiny little bit. Out here, it is the same. The same. You have to wait until it gets to be winter, and then it rains for a very small period of time, and then you're just back to this. And this is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love this. I really do. But it just, after a while, it starts to churn on you. And I'll never forget one day I woke up this is when I was living in Israel. I woke up, and I was living there, it was winter, and there was something different. It was cooler, there was more humidity in the air, the sun was not shining, it was very dim, and I realized that it was just like one of the rare rainy days that you get in Israel, and it filled my heart and my soul up to the brim. I was so excited, and I went outside, and it was raining, and everybody's like, upset that it's raining, and I could not have been happier. And that's when I realized I'm the type of guy, I need 4 seasons. And the extreme of one season allows you to appreciate the dynamic contrast of another season. So when it gets too cold in the winter and then it warms up, you really appreciate the spring, summer. You know what I mean? When it gets too oppressively hot, brutal with that humid heat, and things start to cool down and the leaves start to change color and it starts to feel like fall, you're grateful for that. And then you get all the great holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, all that stuff. It gets colder, it starts to snow, you get to go sledding. You know what I mean? It's like every season has its time and place, and I'm grateful for each season. And that's one of the things that I would grapple with if I ever moved to Israel. I would really grapple with just the baseline, unchanging heat. It's fun for the summer. It's fun for 30 days. It's fun for 60 days. I'm here for 60 days. It's fun for, well, it works for 60 days, but anything more, I just can't do it. Shalom! Look who's with us. It's Gabi!
Yeah!
Gabush, what's up? And he has a brand new bundle of joy. Mazel tov to Gabi and his family. Hello, hello. I love Gabi's apartment. It looks like, I feel like I'm in Brooklyn in Israel. Look at this. He's got the exposed brick with Edison light bulbs. So nice. So Gabi is a family friend of my wife's family. They've known each other for a very long time. Gabi, I've known Gabi for almost 10 years now, and recently become a father. Mazel tov to Gabi.
Thank you.
And he speaks very good English. It's
not too much.
Well, you know, it's nice, but it's nice to have, you know, usually I'm surrounded by people that only speak Hebrew, so it's very nice to be able to converse.
Yeah.
To converse. So he was just telling me he's planning on moving because look at this, the view. I mean, it's crazy. He has this view and he has this view, and now this has gone up and they're about to start building here. I mean, it's crazy. I feel like they should have told you before you moved in here.
Still my hair. And my view.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. So it makes sense. Listen, you need more space now anyway. The baby and it makes sense. The business is growing.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. Next door, Gabi has an office, and what Gabi does is he does video and audio, and he does. You know what's very popular in Israel? They do refrigerator magnets. You take your picture at the event, and then you get it put on a magnet, and the magnet goes on the fridge.
Yeah.
And Gabi
make event and weddings and everything.
Right. What's the name of your business?
Studio Gabi and MGN, of course.
There you go.
Bon appetit, you know. Welcome to my house, and this is the dinner, and you can breakfast, and you have a burritos homemade in tomato and vegetables and onion and pickle in all the good stuff. You know, you can eat and tell me after that. I'm full.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff here. Very interesting.
This is אני אנגלית להבין, אני מבין מושלם. להבין, אני מבין הכל. אני רואה סדרות. I see episode in this in English, no translation. I understand everything, and speaking. I need the food. The kids.
Right. You speak very well, Gabi.
Private fibers in the house. Ooh.
Noah has this habit of falling back. She does this on purpose. It's really annoying. And I have to figure out a way to pull her off my back. Until then, I'll just let the blood rush to her head. Talk. So I've just learned that Jordan has had McDonald's for the first time. I guess I never really thought about it, but because Jordan is kosher and McDonald's in America is not kosher, but McDonald's is kosher in Israel, Jordan had his very first McDonald's. Hold on 1 second, 1 second. I'm going to let you speak right now. You got to wait until I'm done with the intro. Okay, ready? What did you think of McDonald's, Jordan?
I think McDonald's is amazing, and
What did you like about it?
probably the Happy Meals.
Wait, he's had McDonald's in Israel before.
No.
Yes, he has.
He had Burger King and Burger
No.
Ranch. He definitely did
In
not
the
have
mall.
McDonald's.
In the mall.
He did not have
Yes,
McDonald's.
we,
I'm not
with
dude,
David.
Not
Yeah.
McDonald's. He did not eat McDonald's. He
This
had
was not
Burger
right.
Ranch.
Are you sure? No, because he had a Happy Meal. I remember.
Yeah, Burger Ranch and Burger King offer Happy Meals for children, not just McDonald's.
So this really is your first time having McDonald's?
Of course, and
Of coursely. So I was also telling you about Aroma Cafe. Well, this is one of the finest drinks in all of Israel. This is called an ice cafe. And it's basically a frozen frappuccino. You know what it is? It's more like a Slurpee, but with coffee. It's a coffee Slurpee. That's the best way to describe it. It's not, I guess a Frappuccino is also a coffee Slurpee, but this is really, truly a coffee Slurpee. And they give you a little piece of chocolate. You eat the chocolate, and then you drink your ice cafe, and it is a great way to cool down in the hot, hot sun.
can I speak, Daddy?
Sure.
Guys, my skin color is changing.
Noah, dance.